And you are live.
I'd like to call to order the April 14th, 2022 committee meeting of the Harris County Board of Education. At this time, we will approve tonight's agenda. I would like to amend the agenda prior to approval to add item H5, which would be the nutrition report. That was not ready prior to the agenda being put together, but it is ready for presentation tonight. So with that amendment, I will entertain a motion that we approve the agenda. Mr. Proctor, second. Dr. Sparks, all in favor? Thank you. That will take us to item C, that the Harris County Board of Education review the attached meeting minutes from the board meetings held in March of 2022. I would ask that you review those. If you have any amendments or anything, make sure we get with Ashley prior to the next meeting when we will approve them at the regular meeting. At this time, we will move to item D, that the Harris County Board of Education recognize Harris County High School's Assistant Principal and Athletic Director, Mr. Bryce Robinson, for recently being named the 5A Athletic Director of the Year. Mr. Couch.
Bryce, you want to come on up, and also Ms. Snyder, would you come with him, please? Ms. Snyder, could you share with us what Mr. Robinson has won? He won't tell us if you don't.
Oh, I know. If it weren't for Abby, he wouldn't even be here. So,
In more ways than one.
right, probably right. Well, let's just say if it were crowns he were adorned with, he would have 6 of them. But this most recent accomplishment is Region 2 in 5A Athletic Director of the Year, plus for the whole shebang, he took the whole 5A Athletic Director of the Year. But this is not the only time that this has happened. So in 2010, he was Region 1 4A Athletic Director of the Year at HCMS. 2012, he was Region 3. That's what HCH. I'm just kidding. I don't know where we are.
You're at Harris
2012,
County High School.
Region 3 Athletic Director of the Year, also at Harris County High School. 2018, Region 2 4A Athletic Director of the Year, Upson Lee High School. And he took the whole shebang then too. Region 4A. So we all know Bryce is wonderful. The state of Georgia knows Bryce is wonderful. I keep telling him, just stay on and be the AD. I mean, he says, no, Snyder, I'm not doing it. But Bryce is fabulous and he takes care of everything. And I'm not going to forget his phone number. So, but we are very proud of you.
Congratulations. You have anything to add, Coach?
If you don't mind. For those who know me, I don't like accolades, but I did something in the paper and I've thanked everybody, but I forgot to thank my wife and my child. And they are the reason that I'm able to do what I'm able to do. They are the reason that I can leave the house and not come home till 9 o'clock at night or 11 o'clock at night, because Abby looks at me and says, I got it. Don't worry about it. I got it. And they never question where I'm going. They never question why I'm there. They just say, go do what you got to do. And without them, I wouldn't be able to do what I do. But I also want to say, this is not my award. This is a system award. Mr. Couch has known me since I was probably 10 years old. He took a chance on me when I was 30 and said, hey, you can be my AD. And it's probably been one of the best things that ever happened to me. I thank you for that. But it happens to the teachers, it's administrators, it's coaches, it's players, it's board members, it's assistant superintendents, it's everybody who got this award. Y'all allow us to do our job. You give us what we need to do our job. You give me what I need to do my job. And I thank you for that. I thank you elementary teachers, middle school teachers, principals, assistant principals. Y'all all play a part of this. I've seen kids that are awesome up to the high school, and we get to reap the rewards of that. And so I appreciate everybody's in that. So thank you.
Thank you, bro.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Wait, we ain't done. We ain't done. I'm sure the board will want to have some comments.
Well, I would just, and I'll allow everyone to speak, of course, but I would just like to say in the dealings that I've had with you throughout athletics, whether it be baseball, wrestling, whatever it is, you're always there. And every time I look around, I'm like, who's here today? Oh, well, there's Bryce. And I understand the sacrifice that your family has given. And now that you are retiring and you are going to get to spend more time with them, I know you will get to appreciate that as well. I want to thank you on behalf of all of the parents, all of the athletes, and this board and everyone in Harris County for everything that you've done while you've been here. The athletic program has excelled tremendously under your guidance, and I don't have any coaches that have any complaints about anything that you've done or any decision that you've made. So thank you from me as a parent and as a board member for all of your years of service. And even though you left us for a while, Mr. Couch got you back, and we thank you for all of your years. Anyone?
Well, Bryce, I guess I've probably known you longer than any other board members up here. I remember when you came on, and as long as you've been here, and you have become a legend in Harris County. And all the work, your dedication, I mean, it's taken a lot of time and effort, and especially individual to do that. And I personally thank you for all that you've done over the years, because I've had kids in sports and stuff over the years here. And it's always been a blessing to have you here, and I appreciate it. Thank you.
Bryce, I told you how I feel privately. I'll tell you publicly, we are grateful, sir, for your service here and for all that you've done for the students, for our athletic program to advance our athletic program, as well as help our students advance to the next level. So glad that you'll still be a part of our community, and we'll miss you at the high school. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
Anyone?
I shared mine privately as well, and I'm so grateful when we were at the region tennis tournament this week. And I just, I don't think anyone knows all that you do. I don't think anyone knows, and we're very, very grateful. And yeah, we're can't say it enough. Thank you.
Dr. Sparks?
Thank you. Mr. Robinson, it's hard for me just to support my two children. So in addition to all the work that you do as the athletic director, just the fact that you can go and support the students, all 1,500 plus of them at their events, is just tremendous. And so I personally thank you for just being available as a athletic director for a parent when I had concerns, and for all you've done. I hope you enjoy your retirement.
Yeah, Bryce, I just want to say thank you for supporting all of our student athletes, because they're students first before they're athletes, and getting a lot of those kids onto the next level and supporting them along the way. And again, I told you thank you earlier today, and I do want to tell you thank you in front of all your peers and everybody else that's out there watching, that we do appreciate everything you've done for this community and this organization and this school system. So thank you again from the bottom of my heart, and I thank everybody else here too. So.
Ditto, ditto, ditto.
Yes, sir.
All I can say, and I know how this is, enjoy your retirement.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Bryce, I know you've been in it long enough to understand that working in education, the absolute greatest thing about it is watching little kids grow up and become teachers and coaches and become adults, and what they do with their lives. And the fact that I knew you and Abby as kids, and now I know you as people who work here, it's been a real joy, and it's been a real pleasure. You and I have experienced we've known a lot of mutual people. Abby, you and I have too. And it's a strange winding trip, isn't it, when you think about the whole thing, where it's gone. But you have always had a huge impact on a lot of individual kids and a lot of individual coaches and teachers. And I appreciate everything you've done. Nobody will ever be able to say that Bryce Robinson isn't a really nice guy. And because you are, and you've helped me be better. And that was not easy. I know, and I appreciate it. But thank you so much for what you've done and who you are.
Thank you for giving me the opportunity.
Thank you, sir. Congratulations again. All right, so that will take us to item E, public participation. Mr. Couch, did we have anyone that
We've
signed up?
had no one express any interest or concern with making a public comment tonight.
All right, so that will take us to our discussion agenda and item F1, that the Harris County Board of Education listen to a curriculum department update from Dr. Denny. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. If you remember earlier in the year, one of our board meetings, I brought in Ms. Brantley Sawyer and Jennifer Goodwin just to highlight some of the things that we've been doing at Pine Ridge. And this year, we're really trying to do those highlights a little bit more often to show you how MTSS instructional coaches, the IP teachers, learning loss paras, how that is impacting our students. So tonight I brought up with us Mulberry Creek, and they're going to do a quick presentation for us to show you how they are helping the students through a lot of the programs they're doing this year. I'm going to introduce Ms. Lorraine Smith, and then she's going to introduce her group. And I put just a packet up there just to highlight some of the things they're doing. And plus, I figured listening to them and their firsthand knowledge is better than listening to me.
Good evening. Thank you for having us today. I am going to ask that our awesome Mulberry Creek EIP team, Ms. Belinda Ward, Ms. Joy Forlines, and Ms. Brandy Steele come forward as well. Yes. We have just a brief video we'd like to share with you of things that we've got going on at Mulberry. And then we will share what those things are in that video.
What did you learn from the experiment? We learned that heat can travel through different things, certain things differently. And hello, Cougars. In second grade, we're learning about animal shelters and how we can help our local community animal shelter. How do they pay for food for the animals like dogs, cats? They could even be bunnies. And this year we made lettuce, and we made a first grade salad with it. And this is our hydroponics station. And this time we're making cucumbers, and we will harvest this kind of like to the end of May. what does it mean to level up? It means to read books and go to level to level. Have you leveled up this year? Yes. What level did you begin on, and where are you now? I began on level A, now I'm on level F. How did you feel when you leveled up? Good. How did it help you? It helped me read and learn. Math Madness. So tell us about Math Madness. It's where I get to see my friends and I get to learn math, like the multiplication and division. Okay. When did you do Math Madness? When I get here in the morning. How did it help you? It helped me learn my division and my multiplication, some of it. What was the best thing about Math Madness? I get to see with my friends and I get to learn math.
Of why we could either take care of an animal that's somewhere else at the zoo, like sending it money or sending things, or at the Humane Society, could be a farm. I don't care what animal, anything that you write, but you've got to have 3 good reasons of persuasion of why Mr. Hart should consider letting us do that. Do you think you can do that? You think you can do that for Mr. Hart? I think Mr. Hart would really like that. He'd find it quite interesting and funny because I know you're smart boys and girls.
All right, thank you for indulging us with that. So we just wanted to just share a little bit about what we are doing at Mulberry Creek, because at Mulberry Creek, we are on the move. The first information there you have is about our 4th grade test carnival. We want to motivate and celebrate students, and 4th grade has elected to do this by awarding tickets to students during this test prep season for their students, for their class performance and participation as we're preparing to take the Georgia Milestones test. And with those tickets, then students are allowed to use them in a carnival type atmosphere at the end of the week. Our 3rd grade, we are happy now to welcome back community partners into the building as we continue our STEAM focus. And we had Kim Weaver join us from the Georgia Power to speak with our 3rd graders. So we are happy and excited about that and want to share that with you. With our 2nd grade, we have our coming up, our new Fur Babies project, where they've gotten the entire school involved, and we are feeding the fur babies. So this is a community outreach program in addition to continuing on with our STEAM projects. And then we have, of course, our ESOL support, and I will invite our EIP team up to share some information regarding our ESOL.
In our ESOL, we are trying to provide more support for them to help them have the success in their academics. We do that through pushing into the classroom sometimes and working with that student amongst other students, not singling that child out, but in order to help providing support that way. And then we also will pull small groups out sometimes, including the ESOL students, so that we can work with them and provide them additional support. On the page in there about ESOL, what you see down there at the bottom, we're proud of because we did a several-day lesson with a small group of students, including those ESOL students. And what you see there is the pre-assessment where the student was able to only write, one sentence and not really make a whole lot of sense. And he scored an 8 out of 16 on our assessment rubric. And then at the finish, after doing the lesson and using a graphic organizer to help show them how to organize their paragraph, really independently, he was able, this is the ESOL students' work. And, coming from where he came from at the beginning of the year and where he's at now, we were excited.
Yes.
You should be.
You should be,
We
yes.
were. So I'll let you go over it.
Next, we have our hydroponics. And what is unique about this is not only is our 1st grade our first grade team working with hydroponics as part of our STEAM, but also we had one of our first grade teachers in researching and trying to learn about hydroponics. And once we received our hydroponics table and what to do with it, she found another teacher at Dames Ferry Elementary in Gray, Georgia, who is also using hydroponics in her classroom and recognized as a STEAM school of Georgia. And so they have partnered and they work together. So they often Zoom throughout the work with the hydroponics. As you heard the students mention, they just finished their lettuce. They have taken their lettuce, they've had a salad, and now they're growing, in the process of growing cucumbers. And so they will Zoom again with this, with their partner school. So that is a very unique thing about that. We also, on the next page, if you'll look at our RAS Level Up, one thing I've learned is that we've started implementing RAS Kids. And so with that, to promote reading as part of our Read Across America and Dr. Seuss's birthday, we began a Level Up challenge with our students and recognizing students. In that top picture, you'll see students, their picture is taken and they are given the opportunity to appear on the news broadcast, the daily news of the school. So their picture is there for the week, and then for the month, everybody that's leveled up for the month, their picture is displayed on the board. So that table there shows how, again, we have increased. In February, the levels gained were 125 with 105 students. In March, we doubled the levels gained, reading levels gained, and we increased our number of students. So this is something that we wanted to try as part of, again, Read Across America. And we see the benefit in this and hope to continue this on throughout this year and on into next year. Our flexible instruction time, which we call our fit time, and I'm going to ask everybody to come up because everybody for fit time, it is all hands on deck. That's where we take our students and we divide them up according to the data that we have, and they work in small groups on whatever it is that they are in need of most. It could be interventions, it could be just additional support, or it could be acceleration. So I'm going to allow our EIP team to add anything that you'd like to add to that.
Well, one thing we wanted to be sure and emphasize that there are so many benefits to having this extra instructional support, then you will see directly in the data, which you see at the end of this packet. There's some great data, but one thing that you don't see that we see and that we think it's the most important thing is that we see students gaining confidence in their abilities. And as they gain their confidence, then it boosters them and motivates them to do more. And it's just a snowball effect. It just keeps going. I know at the beginning, I've taught all the way from kindergarten through fourth grade before. And I went from fourth grade to first grade, and going from fourth grade to first grade was like a shake me up. But one thing I realized when we all realized when we started working, especially with our fourth graders, some of them were so behind in math. They were unbelievably lost. And they were so behind that there were, attitudes and motivation problems at the beginning. And as we continued to work with them, though, we saw that snowball just go month after month, week after week, month after month. And those kids do not mind coming to our fit group. We work them hard, but they don't fuss about coming because they know they're going to find success there, because we can, with a group of 7 children, we can do a whole lot more with them and give them more one-on-one. So that's the thing that I want everyone to really see from that, is more than just the data, but the individual students and what we've seen in their growth.
Well, and like Ms. Forlance mentioned with the math, as you can see, the starting fluency for these children were 10%, and now they're at 46%. And based off of the fluency growth, we thought, okay, how can we use this for all of our 3rd and 4th graders? And we were using a lot of the reflex, which we got a grant for. So we were using that program. But with the milestones coming up, I personally have a 5th grader who went out in 3rd grade and struggles to multiply. So we know there's a challenge there for all of our 3rd and 4th graders. So what can we do to help gain fluency, which we saw a lot in our FastBridge data. So we opened it up, did a 30-day free trial from our grant, and opened it up in the morning and after school. And the kids loved it so much, they are still coming, and March is over. Like, they're asking us in the hallways, where are you? When are we going to do math? So it's just been great getting to see the growth in them.
Kids want to do math, that's a game changer.
Exactly.
The only thing that I would really like to say is I was very nervous because I've taught kindergarten for 27 years. I'm a little shaking right now, I'm sorry. But I've taught kindergarten for 27 years, and when it was approached to me to do the EIP program, Miss Allen took a chance on me, and I'm gonna cry a little bit, but she took a chance that I would be brave enough and be able to handle it and handle all these different grade levels and everything. And Penny wouldn't understand that I can only do kindergarten, but I really appreciate the fact that we have the EIP program. I really appreciate what you guys have given to us and what we've been able to provide for these students. And I got it. We got it rocking and rolling. I really do appreciate it.
Good to hear.
Okay, thank you. That's and I'm not gonna hold both. That's what we want to emphasize, is that we're bell-to-bell teaching with our students, and they are excited. And that's what we want to do, is we want to continue to foster that excitement in them. The last few pages of this document is just some of our FastBridge data we use and have been using and will continue to use our data, not just FastBridge, but also our classroom data to drive our instruction. And these are some of the things, just some of the things that have come out of the data that we have and what we're doing with our instruction. Thank you for allowing us the opportunity to share with you what we are doing at Mulberry Creek. Again, we are on the move, so we welcome you to come out anytime. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
One thing I'd add to that, I think they're pretty modest with what they're doing down there. As you noticed on the video, you saw a lot of those small groups. These extra hands allow for those small groups during their fit time, and their fit time runs like a machine, and those kids are getting tailored instruction for their individual needs multiple times throughout the week, and that's going to make a difference. And then one of the other things I'll mention too is notice the conversation, the things that they were talking about. You know, you kept hearing data, you kept hearing moving students, you kept hearing, intervention. These are things that it's starting to permeate our schools, and that's what's going to make a difference for a lot of our growth and improvement that we're going to see at all of our schools. With that being said, my next person up is Dr. Donna Patterson. She's going to talk to you about the AP award.
As Donna comes up, I want to add one thing. I can't remember ever being so excited about milestones and being nervous. I'm really looking forward to it, showing how brilliant you are, Dave. I know the teachers are.
Hey, how y'all doing?
Good.
We got some good information right before spring break that we at high school got the status of AP honor school once again. This time it was, I'm sure you'd already heard, 2 different distinctive categories. Once again, we are an AP STEM school, but we're also an AP STEM achievement school, and that is a category that we have not earned in the past. So I wanted to talk to you just very briefly about that. This was based on last year's scores, not this year's scores. The AP STEM achievement means that 50% of our STEM exams that were taken, 50% of those STEM exams taken earned a 3 or higher. We administered last year 147 STEM exams, and that means they were in computer science, environmental science, calculus AB. We did not administer any BC exams in calculus last year, just AB. Statistics and chemistry, and we did administer 1 biology exam, and I almost didn't even bring that one up, but then I'm kind of withholding information, so I thought, well, I'll go ahead and tell you that we did have 1 kid take a biology exam in GAVS, Georgia Virtual School. And on a side note, although we had only 147 kids take exams in STEM areas last spring, in just a few weeks, we're going to have 220 students register and take exams in a couple of weeks. Fantastic, yes. And so that's amazing. Those graphs, the graphs? Oh, y'all got the graphs, okay. So you have some graphs before you, and I just wanted to share with you how to read them. The first one, 2021 AP STEM exams of scores 3 or higher. As you can see, the first 2 bars, the calculus AB, the blue bar, that just shows that we had 40 students, that's 40 exams that we gave. And of those 40, 64% of the kids scored 3 or higher. So when you look across, you can kind of make those same interpretations. And then you see that biology, we had that only that 1 child took it on, he took it online through GAVS, and he scored a 3 or higher. So that's 100% pass rate because it was only 1 child and he scored a 3 or higher. So that's really good. Now, I do want to just say this. I was not able to get all the exams. I didn't include, since we're talking about STEM, I did not include the total numbers like AP language and composition, human geography. Their AP exams cover all kinds of things. But I just thought I'd just share this with you. In a couple of weeks, we are going to give 337 total AP exams. Last year, now that includes all, not just STEM, it's all. Last year, we gave 251 total AP exams, and this year we're going to give 337. That's 86 more AP exams. That's just 14 exams shy of 100 exams more in our AP program. So, the kids are, they're really taking the biggest growth is in the STEM area. Kids are on that STEM train, but the world is going, we're in a STEM world, a STEM society, the science, technology, engineering, mathematics. Miss Hayes, the Harris County Carver Middle School a couple of years ago. This has been going on for a couple of years, has been planning for a couple of years now, some teamwork between the middle school and us when we put together some science planning together and some vertical alignment and line those kids up. And so what we're seeing now with this increase in testing is just some kids doing, some planning and finding, putting some kids in the right classes and supporting those kids and putting some high quality instruction in place and just teaming together, working together and right in place. Thank you. Thank you for your help with that. And we're looking forward to seeing more of that. And we've got some challenges. ahead as well. I'd like to see that program reach out to diversify the population in those classes too, but there's always room for improvement. And on the next graph, the 2021-22 AP STEM exam registration, that just kind of shows you the breakdown of a comparison of growth. Like let's talk about that biology again. That one child that took it last year online, well, now you see we've got 48 kids taking biology AP exams next month in a couple of weeks. And some of those, if you remember coming to the high school in the beginning of the year and you sat down and talked with some ninth graders who were taking AP biology, remember that? Some of those kids, actually all of those kids that you spoke with are represented in that orange bar, those 48. They're taking AP exams. So we'll see how they do. And I want to thank you for your support in all of this.
May I ask a question?
Don't ask a hard one, please.
I'm not. This is not a surprise. I mean, and I'm sure you know the answer. If you don't, you can express an opinion, which is really all I'm asking for.
And I'm good at that.
I've started hearing from a lot of parents who are, they have decided, they know about the success of the AP program. A lot of students are understanding that also. I'm starting to hear trends, and I don't know if it's happening statistically. We can always look. But more kids are realizing that the preparation through the AP program is preparation superior to what they might get in some of the move on when ready stuff. If you go down and take a college class, you get a certain level of instruction, and the AP is really more challenging and prepares you better to be a student in college, in my opinion, than the other. Are you seeing those kinds of things happen? Why is the AP enrollment increasing like it is?
I think, can I put some people on the spot here?
Sure.
Okay, by me.
Race and Chase. Race, you've taken dual enrollment and AP, right? Why, can you not, Chase, haven't you taken both? Race, what do you think about that?
I definitely say AP is more challenging because, like, I think the best comparison I can say is I took AP Lang last year and I'm taking dual enrollment English 1102 this year. And 1102 is definitely not only less work, but also less learning and just easier in general. And like the exam for 1102, it's just an essay about all your previous essays. Whereas the exam for AP English is like you're writing 3 essays and you're doing like 60 multiple choice questions about English. So I definitely say it's harder. The AP is harder than dual enrollment. But also, like you're wanting to know why AP enrollment's increasing. I think that's just because more people are starting to realize that if you want to go, a lot of people want to go to like UGA or Georgia Tech. It's not as easy as it used to be. You really need to take multiple AP exams per year to even be remotely competitive. And so I think people are just realizing that and taking, even if they're kind of uncomfortable doing it, they're taking classes because they know that's what I need to do to go to where I want to.
Yeah, and I just encourage you to use Race and others to communicate that to the kids who are making choices for next year.
There's such a good resource. I wanted to ask them to share.
You did a
Just like
great
when you
job.
guys came to visit the high school, I wanted the kids to talk to y'all. Now I would like to share something. As a former AP language teacher and someone who sees the dual enrollment classes, when I was teaching AP language, I would assign an essay every Monday, and then I would have it back in their hands on Friday so that they'd be ready to write another one the next Monday. Every week, they wrote an essay. But in the college 1101 classes, they would write maybe 3 or 4 per semester. There's a lot more writing, and that's kind of what it still is now. But when they're filling out a college application to go to one of the D1 schools, there's a rating chart that that the counselors have to complete, where they have to rate the rigor of the class they took. And the AP classes, they had, like when it says social studies, science, math, language arts, they have to rate the rigor of the class. And if it's an AP, it's like 1 on a scale of 1 to 4.
And the college admissions wants to see how hard and it's for 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, they have to rate 1 to 4, each of those classes they took. And AP, they get a certain rating for that, for each of the 4 years. Honors gets a certain rating and regular gets a certain rating, and honors and AP are 2 different ratings. And the college admissions office looks at that. So the kids that are wanting to get into the harder schools, the D1 schools, are like Georgia Tech. Honors is not going to be considered the same as the AP. So it depends on where the kids want to go to school.
Yep.
And more, the schools are having higher expectations. But like these guys right here, between the 2 of them, they're taking 12 AP exams in a couple of weeks. In 2 weeks' time, they're going to take 12 AP exams, and they're probably going to earn 12 college credits between the 2 of them. In 2 weeks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thanks. Those are
Thank
good
you.
So
examples.
I think they deserve a round of applause. And I'll quit just a second. I just want to say one more thing. If you look at that second chart, I would like for you to notice the new AP courses in the STEM area that we've added this year that kids are testing in. There's the Computer Science A and Calculus BC and Physics C, mechanics.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your time.
Thank you,
Thank you.
guys.
Of course.
Thank you. I don't know if you're through, Dr. Dan, I apologize, but before these ladies and gentlemen leave, I just want to say how much I appreciate. You know what I saw right here, though? The AP is increasing. What I saw, what I heard was the work that this team is doing at the elementary level for the learning loss that was experienced. The application that y'all are putting in now, those students, 7, 8 years from now, when they're sitting in Race and Chase's seat, they're going to be more prepared to score higher on their AP exams because of the work you guys did. So what I see is full circle. And I just want to tell all of you, I appreciate the effort that you're doing.
Great. Okay, all right, that will take us to item F2, that the Harris County Board of Education listen to a strategic plan update from Dr. Denny.
Real quick update. So as you know, we had our community engagement meeting on Tuesday, and we think it was a great success. We've heard a lot of great feedback about the meeting. Yesterday morning, we released a survey to the public and for pretty much everyone to complete, parents, teachers, administrators, students. That will be open for 2 weeks. And then Ms. Lenita Jackson will take the information from the board SWAT, community SWAT, and that survey, put it together. And then we have a work session on May 17th all day long, where we will come up with our performance goals. So right now, we're just at a sort of a standstill while we're doing the survey and planning for that meeting on May 17th.
What kind of feedback did you have from the group the other night? Were they very engaged? Were they excited? I know they came up with a lot of suggestions and things. How did that go?
I think from what I've heard, and I've talked to probably 15 different people now about what they thought of the night, it was a very relaxed atmosphere. We did notice that every table, everyone was engaged. Everyone was participating. They enjoyed being back together and talking and seeing people from other locations. GSBA was very complimentary of just the group, seeing how the group was together. Glissy, her name was Leslie, and I'm sorry, I can't remember her last name. The lady from Glissy said when she walked in, she felt the warmth and she could feel and see through the conversations that Harris County, she called it the hidden gem. So everything I've heard, and I've received emails saying the same thing, that it seemed to be a great success. We had a good time, and we got really a lot of stuff, a lot of information out of it from our community, from all stakeholders that were involved.
Awesome. Yes, sir.
You mentioned the survey, and I did see that article go out. I'm sure the media will grab it. What other means are we using to get that link out to the public?
The first thing is we can only do digital because that GSBA didn't give us the option of a paper copy. But we do have it on Facebook. We do have it on, went out in the news, and then we're also sending out via Infinite Campus Messenger, which will include voice, text, email.
All right. Does anyone else have any questions? All right, thank you, Dr. Denny.
Thank you.
All right, so that will take us to item F3, that the Harris County Board of Education listen to a Human Resources Department update from Mrs. Carlisle. Good evening.
Good evening. On your first page, as we always do every month, I want to share with you employment opportunities. This is as of Tuesday. And you notice the first 8, those are ongoing recruitment. And then change the color code on you a little bit this month to kind of let you see by school where the openings are. And just to give you a little hint there, there's 7 teachers. That is a very long list of 20, but 7 of those are teacher positions. And you can see I've got some asterisks. About 6 of those 7 are in progress. So hopefully we'll have those wrapped up by next week. So you can see the positions where they're located. And of course, we still have our open pools open for teachers. So that is going very well. And if you look at your next page, just to kind of give you an update. And I'll tell you this, it's been a busy, seems like a very busy 2 weeks. But when we have this, and I'm glad Dr. Denny gave the update on strategic planning. That was a really wonderful experience having that structure with the GSBA. That was fantastic. Then when you look today, I got to spend the day with a group of administrators doing training. We had a trainer and consultant come in to help them be better evaluators, provide better feedback, communicate, be consistent. That was an awesome day. And then when you see new administrators joining our team, like you did tonight, really strong, talented administrators, and you've got these motivated teachers, and you've got that going on at elementary, going all the way to high school with this achievement, it really makes my job much easier, like you said. So when he talked about selling Harris County, it's easy to sell Harris County. I mean, we live Harris County. So it's just been a busy, busy time, but that's just this week, you know? So just kind of letting you know what's going on. It is busy. I had a great opportunity. Got introduced to Point University, spent about half a day with them yesterday. It was fantastic. We have a lot of our students going over to Point at West Point, quality program. I thought I was just going to meet with juniors, but I got to go through help with other school districts, interview seniors, and that was a good process. They had really different levels, and then have lunch with the juniors, which means we're getting ready for next year and getting a new partnership to have them student teach with us. So that was really exciting. Also, kind of going back to month before last, we had a recruiting effort at Albany State. That's not on your sheet, but that led to some really great contacts. I know Anita Daniels at New Mountain Hill, she was one of our ambassadors to Albany State, which led to a follow-up meeting with Mr. Johnson and myself, and talking to them about piloting a program that students that go to Albany State that live in this area, we are asking to work with them to promote placements for student teaching with us, because we know if you student teach with us, you're gonna fall in love with us. And chances are we're gonna love them too. So we want to capture those great students and get them in. So lots of exciting things are going on there. And then next, you're gonna see just another reminder, don't forget your Evening with the Stars. We're looking forward to that. You know, we've got achievements happening all the time. Mr. Robinson's already got him an extra star to come on to the recognition. We're happy about that. Then we've got another CSU, and now we're adding Point University. We're going to have a spring open house to spring graduates that maybe these are students that have never been familiar with the Harris County School District. Back in December, we had them come out for a little bus tour, and they had lunch with us on the square. We're going to change it up and do a morning event over at Mulberry Creek and Creekside. So looking forward to that on the 17th. And then mark your calendars for July. We're already planning new teacher orientation, getting ready for the new group. Promise you it's still going to be the best group ever. It's getting better each and every day. So you have the opportunity to stop by either morning if you want to just meet and greet and see all our brightest new faces to join our team. Looking forward to that. And we're also looking forward to the back to school kickoff. So mark your calendar for that. We're going back to the plan. We've got our fingers crossed. Everything's going to stay safe and healthy. And believe it or not, we're getting ready to kick off another great year.
Awesome. Yes, lots going on. Anyone have any questions for Ms. Carlisle? All right, thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.
That will take us to item F4, that the Harris County Board of Education listen to a Support Services Department update from Ms. Baker. Good evening.
Good evening. In your binders, you'll see our support services section, and a lot of my information is really just mark the calendars, hold the dates. The first three items here, you've seen the emails, you've seen the articles that have gone out, but tomorrow we're going to be supporting our military children in our school system by wearing purple. So if you are inclined to do so, we ask you to join us in that effort so that we can show our military families that we support our students and that we're just honoring them. Although that's one day, we do a lot with our military students to make sure that they are welcome, because a lot of them transition, as you know, sometimes throughout a school year, sometimes in a critical school year period between 11th and 12th grade and so forth. And they just need support to know that they're in the family. So please join us with that. And then next Thursday, April 21st, we're going to join efforts with Harris County Carver Middle School and Be Kind Day. And you see it's BEE because we're looking at black and yellow as our colors, which of course we're black and gold. So if you would join us next Thursday, just to show that we are still honoring and making sure that people understand kindness supersedes unkindness. We just want to show that Harris County Carver Middle School, that we're still supporting them. Of course, we know what just happened, but not just for that purpose, but because of that purpose, we want to make sure that they still know that they're still fresh on our minds. So that will be going out probably tomorrow. I want to get Purple Day out first. So after that goes out, I'll send an email as a reminder for that. And then the third Savior date will be May 26th. The Harris County Chamber of Commerce is working more with their Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion Committee, which I'm a part of. And what we are doing is we are working to go throughout Harris County to make awareness of the DE&I committee so that we are including as best as possible diversity, honoring diversity across the system, across the county rather. And our first DE&I was at El Primo a couple of weeks ago. And that was really successful. That was on medicine. So the speaker and the presenter for that, the focus point was Mercer Medicine. Guess who the focus point is on May 26th? Us. Us, Harris County School District. So we're asking all of you, of course, our school administrators and the district leadership team to join us on that day. We will be at Ellerslie Park at the Lodge, which of course is beautiful if you've not seen it. So please make plans to be there. I will give you more information on the exact time, but that is the date. Good for us, school is out. So the students will be out of school on May 26th. The teachers will still be in school, but hopefully we'll be a little bit relaxed and everybody can join us just for a little bit of mixing and mingling. So any questions about those support days? I did give a time. I want to say it's at 5:30. I'm not sure yet. That's why I'm going to give you some more information as soon as I get that time. But I think it's 5:30.
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Ms. Baker, I want to comment on your Purple Up for military kids. I think that's a great program. I guess I'm a little biased in that since I come from a military family and I know all the ins and outs of transitioning from different systems and from year to year and what those kids have to go through and what they endure at times. And I think it's great to be able to offer a program to help them out, recognize them for that. Thank you.
Thank you. I join you in that. We're also a military family, which is how we ended up here. So thank you. Okay, my next item, which I'm sure you want to have information on, is our update for pre-K registration, which has gone very well. I have gotten several emails from parents, from actual school personnel who are so pleased with how this process went so smoothly. I know as we ironed it out and tried to figure out all the details, there was a little bit of a, okay, why are we doing all of this? But it worked. So all of our slots are almost filled and you see your numbers here. We do have a few vacant slots there in New Mountain Hill, but over the past few years, that has been pretty common. And what we feel the cause of this would be is that we don't have many children in that school zone in this age range. That's what we really are thinking, because otherwise this would be on a high number just like the others are. So, and the way it works is when we start school, if our other programs fill up, which obviously you see they're probably going to fill up between now and August. If they fill up and New Mountain Hill still has those slots available, we will give people on the waiting list the option to go to New Mountain Hill if they want to transport their children to New Mountain Hill.
We don't have a waiting list.
We do. We do. All the schools have a waiting list typically every year, but as I said, that New Mountain Hill number has gone down between 40, 45, 50-ish over the past 2 or 3 years. But I think that it will probably increase as well when people see what a great program we have, because they have a great program at that school as well with their pre-K. So the next thing for those parents to do is to complete OLR by April 29th, and they'll be ready to start school in August with everybody else. So we're excited about that. The next topic is, I'm sorry.
So just for clarification, so all the ones that have already been pre-registered or ones that are registered, they've already been gone through the verification process and all that.
Yes.
They have checked out.
Yes,
Right.
yes, that's correct.
Which is ahead of the game.
Is ahead of the game, yes. Because we will still be in August trying to get people to send us documentation verification to show that they are actually in our system. And of course, we've lost some people that should be in the system because we've held those slots and it was too late because they went somewhere else. So this has really been a really, really great idea. The next item is our summer feeding. Our summer feeding dates are listed here for you, June 6th through the 30th, Monday through Thursday. We will be feeding from park, preparing at park, but preparing for the entire community. So anyone who is age 18 and under can come and get a meal, breakfast, lunch from park when our summer feeding takes place. And what I didn't add for you is the reason it's going from June 6th to June 30th is because of summer feeding. The free summer option that we have for feeding free is going to end on June 30th. So we are going to be limited on how we serve our meals from that point forward.
So been any word about if there's going to be an extended?
No, that's what I'm talking about. It's over as of June
Sure,
30th.
no, there's no chance of it.
The State Department has sent us different webinars, different flyers, different information that says that this program is ending on June 30th. So beginning next school year, we will be collecting free and reduced meal applications as we have been in the past to determine students' free or reduced meal status.
Not as we have done in the past, a much improved system.
No, we have to collect the applications as in the past. The process for doing that is going to be
Okay.
better refined.
I just really big on the improvement part, as you're
It's
aware.
going to be improved.
Mr.
most
Goodman.
certainly.
Since they're ending that program, and I know what we've been through with the free and reduced lunches, I'm sure that we're going to try to focus pretty heavily on that due to the situation with inflation and the shortages and everything that's people are experiencing now. I know it's affecting everyone drastically, from price of gas to food and everything going up. You know, I can't see why the administration would cut it at such a time, but that's beyond me. But I think we still need to try to do everything we can to provide that and make sure we get all the application in, because we all know the concerns of poverty and the effects it has on kids and their ability to learn and all. So but I still appreciate what the nutritional staff has done over the years and everything else to keep that going. So that's always been a great for those kids, keep them from going hungry. So thank you.
You're welcome. And we're planning our strategy for PR to make sure that parents know that we have to start collecting again. I spoke with the principals on yesterday to let them know that we're going to need their help in ensuring that we get those applications out there and get those returned. But we're working with federal programs and school nutrition to make sure that between those two departments, as well as with the schools, that we get the applications out and that the people who really need it the most really will return those, so that we can ensure that students get their status as necessary.
Has the poverty level changed any?
We don't know, because right now we're operating on the previous poverty level that the state had us documented for. I think it was FY20, FY19, I think it could have been. So we really don't know, because we were not required to collect any free and reduced meal applications over those past few years.
Ms. Baker, excuse me. I know that the program that we're currently in is ending June 30th, but in years past, we did summer feeding program. So will that continue?
The summer feeding will continue, and the summer feeding will have to be conducted out of park.
But in July, it will still be some form of.
Well, we're looking at July. We're not sure yet. We're trying to get clarity on that. We have not gotten that from the State Department, but I think we will be able to. We're not sure. What I do know is with what we're doing now, we're not limited in where we get those meals transported to and from, right? If we go in July and they say we can, we would have to make sure everyone comes to park to pick up their meals.
That's the free and reduced lunch.
That's for anybody. If they do the summer feeding and say we can feed from park in July.
They can
because
still come if they
they
come
can come
to
to
it,
park.
which is what we used to do.
What we used to do, right?
Okay, good.
18 and under, correct. So if you can help us spread that word, make sure that we can tell our community, our churches, because we do have people that come in and get the food and take back their communities, which is fine, because it's for those children.
You do it just the one day a week, right? And you get it for all 5 days.
Not this time.
You know.
We're gonna do Monday through Thursday,
Oh, wow.
but they can get their food on Monday. If someone wants to come on Monday to get their food for the week, they can. And if someone comes on Thursday and they want food from Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, we can give them meals to carry them over into Monday for the month of June. We cannot do that past June, but we can for June.
Ms. Baker, do you have any information on the cost of meals for this new school year?
We've not gotten that yet. I don't know if there's going to be an increase or not. I would hope there would not be an increase, but I don't know yet. Yeah, we hope not, but we don't know.
But I do want to say we've had these conversations with the nutritional staff, all of them. And Ms. Baker's been really strong about it. We want to, we're not recruiting free and reduced people, but we want to make sure that we have outreach to those that are eligible and have not filled out forms, because that used to be one of the things, they just wouldn't fill out the form. Well, now it's going to be really essential for a lot of them if they do that. And we don't want to just say, well, go to the internet, because that's a problem for some of them too. So, and we'll continue to work on that and do the best we can. And we're going to put a lot of emphasis on it all through August, September, October. That's going to be a real big push.
Sorry, one more question.
Okay.
I see where we're now having to fill out our pre-registration verification information. Is it possible to fill out that free and reduced lunch form at this time, or do you have to wait till a certain time?
We have to wait, because right now we don't know how to exactly get that in there and make sure it's properly uploaded. And we don't want to scare parents, because when you do the OLR, if you have to complete a form, you can't move from one page to the next until you complete the documentation. So we're going to wait to be sure that we know exactly how to put that in there. If we can, we're not sure. So right now we're doing paper and pencil. Okay, next item, again, just dates to put on your calendars if you can make it or if you can publicize for us. The Hope Center is reaching out to the community in more ways that we can actually serve the community. So on next Wednesday, I'm sorry, April 20th, we will have the Diaper Resource Day in partnership with the Mary Group. And that is for the community to come in, and of course they can get their free diapers, but also it's going to be a resource fair. So if you can help us get that word out there, I gave you the flyers in both English and Spanish versions, so you can see what that looks like. It's not all day. I think it's from 8 to 3.
10 to 12.
You saw 10 to 12? I thought it was a little bit longer than that, but you may be right, Mr. Lip. And then on April 21st, we're going to do another collaboration with the Homeless Coalition. And that, of course, will be held at the Hope Center. And those are the partners that we are targeting to work with us. That will, of course, be Harris County Family Connection, United Way, and New Horizons. So they'll be with us on that meeting. And then on May 6th, we have our attendance protocol meeting with Judge McBride. That would be virtual. I will give you the time for that, but typically that's always around 12 o'clock, around lunchtime. And that's not a long meeting, but I'll give you information on the time to be sure, and the Zoom link as well, because it will be virtual. And then the last item, summer school for our extended school year will be in the same time span as you see our summer feeding. So June 6th to June 30th, the K through 6 program will be held at Park, and the 7 through 12 program will be held at Harris County Carver Middle School. If there are no further questions.
Ms. Baker, I know you probably already thought about this, but the folks that are coming in June, they forget to do it in July, right? They pick up food for their church or for EAC or individuals. That might be a good place to prep some advertisement that said, hey, come in the fall, this is what you're gonna need to do, this is the steps. But because those very well might be some of the same people that could utilize that.
We will, and we're also gonna use a mobile learning lab when we go out so that we can get those flyers out when the parents come and bring their children, or when the children come and go home.
Yes.
Ms. Baker, I just want to ask a question because I know this is stuff that has been going on or has happened already. How did the Promapalooza go? Or I know I think it's still ongoing, is it not?
Well, we still have dresses, so if people need dresses, yes, they can come get dresses, but the Promapalooza was very successful. You know, that was on a bad weather day.
Yeah.
I'll just give you an example of how great it was. We had a family that actually, I think a tree fell on the mom's car. And the mom was having a really bad morning when she came in, so other things had happened. And she brought her daughter. And when she brought her daughter, the dress that the daughter went to was like, it was made for that daughter. And when she put it on, the mom just broke down and started crying and then told, of course, what happened as a result. And as a result of that and how just the environment was just wonderful for them to be there. They told other people and the other people started coming. We had school district employees as well as community members and students that, of course, they're Harris County High School. So it was really great. I got an email, as a matter of fact, about 2 hours ago before this meeting started, asking me, can they go and get a dress from the Hope Center? And I said, most absolutely you can. So,
Very good.
and those are some beautiful dresses that are down there. So I wish I was going to prom. Yes. So,
Thank you, Ms. Baker.
All right, so that will take us to item F5, the Harris County Board of Education listened to a Facilities and Technology Department update from Dr. Finney. Good evening, sir.
Good evening. 3 quick items. First of all, I'm happy to report that the new indoor practice facility bid has been advertised. So it will advertise until May 10th, and we'll take those bids and bring them to you for approval in May. So we're keeping our fingers crossed that those bids are going to be very competitive. So we've already had some very interested general contractors that said we had been dying to see this one come across the page. So hopefully that's a good sign. So that's going to be May 10th. So keep your fingers crossed. OLR, online registration, opens tomorrow. I personally tested both avenues today of an existing student and a new student, and both functioned very well. Some of the burdens that we've relieved off of parents for existing students is the requirement to upload social security card, birth certificate, shot records, and medical records, because we've already collected those in years past. So that will make the system less cumbersome for the existing parents.
Thank you.
My wife thanks you.
Everyone who called me last year, thank you.
Yeah, so we were able to do that, so we should be in good shape. I think May 29th is the deadline that we're asking parents for, especially for kindergarten students. So anybody out there listening, please, if you've got an upcoming kindergarten student that hasn't attended pre-K in Harris County, please let them know. We really want to get those kindergarten numbers settled so human resources can plan for the kindergarten teachers. The other thing is I spoke with John Ramage. Our DOE facilities consultant. And before we certify our new local facilities plan, he put those new grade band possibilities in there. And it already has us earning 11 classrooms for an elementary school. You hit about 15 is when you earn enough money to start a new school. So what I'm telling people is nothing has been decided. That's an option, but it's proving to be, I think, a very good option. So all we need is to finalize pieces of property, get a facilities code. We're ready to go. So those are all the items I have now. I do have the contract for an action item for the land swap exchange. I can answer any questions you have at that time.
Dr. Finney, I did have a question. I know we have a large paving project that's going to go on in conjunction at the same time when we begin construction, hopefully begin construction of the new indoor facility. Do we have to put that out for bid, or is that a local contract?
That's all part of the, that's all part of the contract.
Part of that building
Yes,
contract?
so that's
Okay,
part of the building contract, the 2 entrances at Harris County High School, making those 3 lanes, 1 in, 2 out. So people can turn left and right on those 2 entrances. That's in the contract.
and the parking?
And the parking is in the
Okay.
contract as well.
Awesome, thank you. Any other questions?
Out of context. But with the roads and back from the high school to the Harris County New Carver Middle School, I know when we built it, we took the gate down. And has there been any activity that's been going on back there? Do we have cameras that monitor people going in and out there late at night?
We don't have cameras that monitor specifically that gate going in and out, but we do have cameras on the front of the middle school. But I'm not aware of any nefarious activities that have. gone on
I
back there.
had a call one night. Apparently there's somebody in a white Jeep that was driving through there about 11:30, 12 o'clock at night. I told them they needed to call the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
You know, they had concerns. They were questioning it. They thought that the gate was.
I think those
locked.
cameras would capture something on that road right in front of the middle school, but as far as the gate specifically, we don't have anything. Now, one of the things that will be coming in the new contract will be outside cameras on the outside of that athletic facility. So we'll be able to see even more of that road behind the stadium. So that might help.
Big Brother's watching.
Always ask Chief Walton, have somebody drive by.
That's right. That's right. Okay, any other questions?
Any other questions? Thank you, sir. Thank you. All right, that will take us to item G1, tabled policy BH1, board norms and protocols. That the Harris County Board of Education review the proposed tabled new policy BH1, board norms and protocols that is now required by the Georgia School Board Association in order to continue eligibility for the annual board recognition level of exemplary status. I know, Mr. Couch, you and your staff have gone in and made some modifications to the policy example that we had in there. Did you have any discussion on that you wanted to share?
You tabled it in order to be looking at things and make suggestions, and those
Correct.
kinds of things, and we've had the staff do the same. We kind of changed the structure, not so much the actual wording, but the way it lines up. For example, the number one thing that I think you should do as a board, and you're aware of this, is, and you're in agreement with, is focus on student achievement. So that ought to be the first one, not midway through the pack. So we did that, and then we tried to, through all the domains, kind of correspond with those priorities. Now, my suggestion is that y'all look this over, continue to extend the table and give it a week or so. And then when we go to New Mountain Hill, let me have any recommendations you have before that. We'll look at it, add them in, and then we'll resubmit it to you for your approval or for continued tabling. As long as we get this thing done by May, we'll be okay. Well, for the first week of May, probably good.
Because your application has to go in for exemplary board, or that process has to start.
Yeah.
So
So we're starting the process of that. This one has to be done before you submit. Okay, so if there's been a lot of work done on it, but I would like for you to look over it and see. And you're all aware of this stuff. This is nothing new, but it is a compilation of some of the better ones that we've been able to find in the search.
So our meeting, or our visit, which of course is a called meeting on the 27th at New Mountain Hill, would put this, setting this back for another 2 weeks. Do I have a motion to do that? To table this for an additional 2 weeks? Mr. Lip seconded. Who was that? I'm sorry. Mr. Goodnow, all in favor?
No.
Oh, go ahead.
Sorry, I just want to make a comment on that. I voted in favor. Yes, no doubt. I appreciate the work. I did a little homework myself and I got started. I appreciate that, Mr. Councilman.
But we caught some of the mistakes you caught, I bet you.
I'm sure you did. Probably more.
I bet you didn't.
I'm gonna start over on that, and I'm gonna put it here, I like the new structure. What I wanted to ask though is, if we are looking at making adaptations, how do you, further we do that, Mr. Chair, Mr. Couch, submit these to you electronically, and someone's gonna capture all the thoughts for one review, bring them to New Mountain Hill? How do we want to do that to have a
Have
conversation?
you go through and make corrections? The easiest thing to do would be just scan it, send it into Ashley, and she'll compile it working with me. We'll make it adjustments, and then when we come to the 27th, actually before that, we'll submit out to you what we're looking at, give you a chance to look at it as a group, and we come together on 27th. I would hope we'd be able to have something that you all agree on.
Okay, fine, good, that's fine.
Electronically is the
Yeah,
answer.
because what probably, there's probably gonna be some redundancy, right? And so you can capture all that for us. That's good. Thank you so much.
Sure.
So I did put that up for a vote, but I did not see I didn't look around before we had the discussion. So we have a motion to table this for an additional 2 weeks made by Mr. Lip, Mr. Goodnow seconded. All in favor? Okay, all right. So we will revisit that in 2 weeks on the 27th during our visit to New Mountain Hill. And again, if you have any revisions or anything that you want to add to that, submit it to Ashley. All right. So that will take us to item G2, that the Harris County Board of Education review for approval the attached Saunders Land Exchange contract. Dr. Finney, did you have something you wanted to tell us?
I was
or-
just getting ready in case
I
anybody had
got
any
you.
questions.
Does anyone have any questions for Dr. Finney regarding this land swap, proposed land swap? No questions? All right, and we would act on this, of course, next week, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And
So,
that's when the 60-day due diligence will start.
all right. So if anyone has any questions that they come up with prior to, oh, sorry, Mr. Proctor, go ahead.
Do we have any results of any of the tests that we're doing?
No, we don't have any of the results yet. The survey's complete. It did come out to be 197 acres, I think, total. So we've got the boundaries surveyed. According to the floodplain map that I sent you guys a few days ago, we do have a soil engineer scheduled to go out there and assess that for floodplain versus wetland. And I explained all of that in the email as far as what we can do there. And then as soon as the contract's initiated, we'll get going on the environmental assessments. We also have those scheduled along with some of the soil samples that we take to determine if the property will perk or not.
Are you concerned with any of the wetland area?
I'm not personally, no. I've walked that whole property and I feel like it's a pretty good piece of property.
I think a wetland would fit in perfectly with our FFA program and our ag group. You know, that would be another avenue for them to have an area that they can work in and experiment in. So
Or a
that's,
steam system.
yes, sir. All right. Does anyone have any other questions? All right. Thank you, Dr. Finney. All right, so that will take us to item H1, that the Harris County Board of Education review the attached enrollment report for March of 2022.
Mr. Chair, I would say it's encouraging, the last couple of reports to see our attendance back up where we anticipated and expected would be. I didn't say anything earlier because I want to make it continue, but this is encouraging.
Agreed.
Much better.
Does anyone have any questions regarding that? All right, so that will take us to item H2, that the Harris County Board of Education review the attached major purchases report for the month of March 2022.
there's anything you'd like to ask, you need me to find out for next week, let me know. This appears to be relatively standard.
So the McMath Turner construction, that's the repair on the road between Park Elementary and the EOS and the, gotcha. Yes.
I'm glad you said that, Brian, because I did have another mother sheet in preparation. That particular pipe repair, $93,000. Is that potential for an insurance reimbursement, or is that all on us?
It is not.
I'm afraid of that.
I was too, yes, sir.
But the repair is completed.
Yes.
And our expense on here for right-way coatings, is that project still ongoing or are they complete over there?
They're almost complete with paint. They just finished the outside doors over there, and I think they've got nothing inside.
Have we, I know it's probably not on here, but have we moved the cabinets and they're gonna have to paint behind where those were when we move those?
Yes,
Correct.
we raised the cabinets 8 inches and raised from the countertops, and also the painting that go along with the move those cabinets.
All right, anyone have any questions or anything? All right, we will move on. That will take us to item H3, that the Harris County Board of Education review the attached financial report for the month of March 2022. Mr. Couch, did you want to speak to any of this?
Any questions you may have, of course, we, over the years, looked at the fact that 75% of the fiscal years passed and the expenditure is 73.46. As long as we're under that. But you also want it to be very close because it shows you budgeted it fairly well. And as you know, there is a year-to-date end fund balance. It's pretty strong, which we anticipated also because we have some goals.
Yes, that is very
Yes.
encouraging.
Yeah, because it fell below 300,000. I think it was 280, 289, something like that. So, yeah, I checked on that also. I'm glad to see that. I think that was just kind of a blip post-Christmas, whatever. With everything being due, right? So maybe we're heading back up to where we anticipated to be. I hope so.
All right, so that will take us to item H4, that the Harris County Board of Education review the attached CARES financial report for March 2022.
I think y'all have become accustomed to what this is, how it's working.
I hadn't shamefully did not do my comparison from last month's presentation of this one, but it doesn't appear to me, best I can say my memory, it's been a whole lot of movement. It's still pretty, what we've seen.
Yes. And that's attributable to Jan being really efficient. That too.
All right, so that will take us to our added item, item H5, that the Harris County Board of Education review the attached nutrition report for the month of March 2022. They are not in your packet. They were sitting underneath your binder. So if you haven't seen it, that's where it's at.
Mr. Chair, I'd like to point out, I know we discussed it last month, but again, the participation rate continues to be elevated, which is worth mentioning since so often we have to talk about why is it reducing. So, but that's encouraging to see. And it's maintaining that high level of participation rate.
Agreed.
If you get an opportunity to go by, you have an invitation to eat at the high school. And all the schools are good, but that's just such a change as far as participation rate is concerned. Ms. Howard, who you will speak with.
All right. Does anyone have any questions about the nutrition report? All right, so that will take us to item I, that the Harris County Board of Education share comments, news, and information they might have with the public and other members of the board. And this evening, I'm going to start with Dr. Sparks.
First, I'd like to congratulate the new hires. I believe they're gone, but congratulations. Welcome to the county. And to Mr. Robinson on his award. I'd also like to congratulate the high school for all the AP awards that they received. That's a very big accomplishment. Congratulations to you and all that you guys are doing to help the students. Congratulations to Journey Carter Ransom, Ayana Johnson, Jayla Carter, and Derek Smith. I saw that they signed to play basketball at the next level. Congratulations to those students. Also, congratulations to the Harris County Carver Middle School for all their awards with TSA. And congratulations to the middle school track team. They had a good showing yesterday at the track meet. Congratulations also to our page 1 nominees. And we had some runners up. Congratulations to them. And good luck to our high school track team. They have a meet Saturday.
Ms. Oliver.
I agree. And that's awesome. And I won't belabor the point, but Race, we were so proud of you. I know we had 3 page 1 runner-up from Harris County, and that's, man, it's so exciting. We're so proud of you. So thank you for working so hard. So much goes into that, and we're grateful you represented us well. So thank you, friend. We appreciate you. Yeah. And 2, I just wanted to say really quickly that the girls and boys tennis season wrapped up this week. And I appreciated what Mr. Robinson said to our students, or to the girls. I was at the girls meet. What he said to our girls at the end of our region meet, he said, you know, ladies, he said, you guys played great tennis today. It was a lot of fun. Most of them are freshmen. So it was, you know, talking to them about that and growing in the sport. And he said, ladies, he said, I really appreciate the fact that when I knew you were traveling to other schools and going to other places to do your sport, he said, I never had to worry about whether I was going to get a phone call and say that you were misbehaving or that you were ugly or that you weren't going to represent Harris County well. And those girls talked about that the rest of the day. And they were just like, wow, I think it really hit them for the first time that when they go out, they don't just represent, or they don't just play tennis, they represent the school and they represent all of us. And so I really appreciated him saying that and sharing that with our girls. And I want to just do a special thank you to KB, the coach. She is amazing. So KB, we love you. We appreciate the endless hours that you put in with our kids. And we're just so grateful and looking forward to see next year what we're going to do about tennis, because it's a great program and we need to provide for those girls to be able to have a place to play. And then I wanted to encourage parents to do the strategic survey. I think we get busy and we think, oh, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. Take time tonight, right now, take 5 minutes, do the survey. It matters. And I loved our visit to the middle school. You guys are doing such a great job. Thank you for hosting us last month. It was amazing. I loved it to have bodies in that place and to see it all and to see the excitement and to see the 4 teachers who got the awesome classrooms with the great view. That was so great. But just thank you for what you're doing there. And it's a great building. And I wondered how it would translate from the old building to the new, because the old building had all the history and the love and the family feel, and it just traveled with you. It was just so nice and it was absolutely fantastic. So thank you for hosting us. Thank you. And that's all.
It's good now.
Well, I kind of, as Mr. Proctor says, ditto from what my 2 other board members have said and all the achievements that our system has made over the years. But I am just grateful that after 22 years that this board has been able to have new seats that are up here and all, but I have been sitting in these chairs for 22 years and have been trying to get new chairs for 10 years, and I'm glad that Ms. Ahab was able to put in our budget to get new chairs. This is first time in 22 years that I have not stuck to this seat. Thank you. That's right. I'm gonna put my name on it and stick it out front.
Okay. Mr. Proctor.
I don't have anything to add. I just didn't know what everybody else said. I'm just thinking we're going on good.
Mr. Green.
So, Ms. Hayes, thank you again for the visit last month. I didn't realize how much you walked around that place. I was actually sore, I think, after I got done with that visit. So, I just want to give you a plug. I know y'all got open house coming up Monday night, I believe. So, I hope everybody can join that. I know that was put on hold for a while, but look forward to everybody coming out and seeing our new middle school and being able to walk around that campus. It is awesome. I also want to congratulate our runners up in our page 1 competition. I know we didn't win any, but I know, hey, runner up isn't bad. So congratulations to all those people that, those students that took those runner up. Also, because we like to keep our arts in the school, I want to say congratulations to our literary team for winning region. And then also we had several students that made the 2022 All-Star course. So congratulations to those as well. And it's always nice when we can recognize our arts as well, since we keep them in our school system. So congratulations to all those folks.
Yes, thank you, Ms. Hayes, for a great visit. The meal was good, the conversation was good. Students that showed us around were engaging, and they loved their building. So it was really a nice visit. I am, like Mr. Green, excited to see open house happen on Monday night. I know I've heard from a couple of people even today already that they are excited about getting in and being able to see the building that they voted for and that they purchased. And I'm excited for that as well. So I won't revisit everything that was said, but I do want to tell you thank you. I do want to congratulate Lace on your page 1 runner-up. Just to be on that stage is an absolute honor. You are elevated in your field amongst all the various schools in the area. To even be invited is an honor, and to be elevated to runner-up, congratulations. Mr. Couch.
Oh, just briefly, I do think we have a lot of, this time of year, we have a lot of awards, recognitions that have been really well earned. But I do want to comment on the atmosphere of the community input that we received. I had an opportunity at that meeting to kind of go around and talk with a lot of people that I haven't seen in a while. But it was just, sometimes it surprises me how many people I've met doing this job and being a high school principal. But the atmosphere of that, it is really the thing that struck me the most is they are so supportive of what you're trying to do as a Board of Education. I mean, they love their school system. And those parents are really, really, and they do that because the kids have gone through and what they've experienced as parents and adults and working in the community. And a lot of them have gone through school there. And that community atmosphere is really difficult to come by in this day and time. And I think it's something we really need to appreciate and enjoy and realize that we're blessed to be in that experience. Thanks.
I too would like to echo all the sentiments of the board members that went before me. Congratulations to all our athletes who participated this year and are ending their sports, and those that will continue to get into the playoffs and things of that nature as we go on. Ms. Hayes, I wanted to personally thank you again for your visit. I know you and I shared a conversation that you had some Creekside visitors come up and they were just awestruck when they saw that building. So I know they are excited to show their parents on open house what they've seen. So thank you and your staff for a great visit. It's always great to get to visit with you, but it was also awesome to get to visit with you in your new building. So And then I too want to thank all of our community volunteers that came out and participated in the forum on Tuesday nights that has the utmost importance of dealing with our strategic plan, which is the roadmap of this school system for the next 5 to 10 years. So to have that amount of engagement and to hear back from the folks that put it on, that it was a success and that everyone was engaged, and it was GSBA, which is the group that puts it on, that Georgia School Boards Association, to hear them say that our group was engaged and that was one of the best groups they'd ever been with. That just speaks volumes for the people that we have here in Harris County, and the support that we have from not only parents, but from our teachers, our administrators, and our community stakeholders, just people in the community that just want to see our school system be a success. So thank you to all of those that participated in that. And that process is not over. They will continue to serve in that capacity as we fine tune that process and drill down on, our topics and how we want to form that whole document. So we will keep them engaged, and hopefully they will be happy with the end result. So at this time, I will accept a motion that we go into executive session to discuss, deliberate upon the employment, compensation, hiring, disciplinary action or dismissal, or periodic evaluation or rating of a public officer or employee, or to interview applicants for the position of superintendent, and to consider a matter involving the disclosure of personally identifiable information from a student's educational record. Do I have a motion? Mr. Goodnow, seconded. Dr. Sparks, all in favor? We will be excused to executive session.
We'll take a brief break.
We staying in here? because we're not gonna approve them then, and then we will have our. All right, at this time, I will entertain a motion that we come out of executive session. Mr. Goodnow, second, and Ms. Oliver, all in favor? We stand adjourned. This time, I'd like to call to order the special session, special called board meeting of the Harris County Board of Education. I need a motion to approve our agenda. Mr. Lip, second. Mr. Proctor, all in favor? So moved. At this time, I will entertain a motion that we approve the employee recommendations made by the superintendent. Mr. Goodnow, second. Mr. Green, all in favor? We are approved. We stand adjourned.
That was some good work, folks. I'm gonna tell you what.
We'll get the last one back for you.
Thank you.
As long as you don't keep going back.
Okay, sir.
I understand.
Everybody's signed.
I think we were all surprised by the short 5-minute presentation done by curriculum. I mean, it was good information. I'm going, hey, we got 3 back-to-back board meetings.
Everything's signed. We did not need that executive session.
Good killing.